Now, the easiest way to work with this kind of file, MIDI files on your QY700, is to make sure that you have a program that you are comfortable with a very clean interface. That's important because a lot of them do so many things you can't read. You can't. It's hard for you to get around, and it's very easy and very frustrating to get mixed up and get lost and forget what the hell you were trying to do because you're trying to learn the program. So try to get a program that's simple and uh, easy for you, appealing to your eyes, and with the level of knowledge that you can absorb. You know, I don't like confusing programs. It just it just takes time away from the creative process and performing. Uh, if whatever you're gonna do, I'm only a hobbyist. I'm not making a recording here for the gold record of the year or anything like that. But still, I want my time to be valid and to count for something. I want to come up with something that I'm proud of, even if it's crap for you or for the next person. It's something I created or that I worked on, and yes, that's gonna be different for every single one of us. Anyway, Reaper is pretty decent, but you gotta load the files and then you gotta go and do your drum channel assignment and your bass channel assignment and the other channels, and if you get them screwed up, you got a problem. Uh, uh, Magix is not good for this kind of thing whatsoever. That program will crash every 5 seconds. But the interface is very clear. So for weight files, I like it. For loop playing and things like that, you can't beat it. You put loops together and put the chords up there uh, and just loop them together. The problem is that you got to make those loops beforehand, because you can't be using their own loops that they try to sell you, because everybody will sound the same. So you got to make your own loops. Anyways, let's go back to this thing right here. Uh, you can do as I do if you, because I don't like all the sounds in the QY700. They're outdated, and then there comes a point that you say, wait a minute, I don't want that. And then you're gonna start sending to other hardware synthesizers uh, the data, and that's a different channel each, and then you have to make amends for everything's gonna come into a mixer, you know. If you have effects on those synthesizers, you might want to use their effects. You might use outboard effects, which means that you have another thing that the mixer it has to have in and out, sends and returns for you to send these effects out. It's too complicated. If it's too complicated for you, then you're doing too much, because then you're being more of a producer or a sound engineer than you are a performer or whatever it is. It's different for everybody. Anyways, once you have your MIDI, you put it into here. You edit it the way that you want it. Then you put it into this box, and then from this box, every time that you want to play it, it's accessible. You can store it inside the floppy disk right here. I don't uh, I don't use it too much because it will let you down. But for those situations where you're gonna be doing very little traveling and you can't take a computer, that thing is a time saver, because you have all these floppies, and some of them may not work by the time you're gonna get to them, but most of them will. And you got to have backups of all of them, because they will go bad, and they will go bad at the worst time. Um, Other than that, I save all my files USB sticks, and sometimes I got 20 of the same file because I can't save enough. I have them in my passport, in my 3 terabyte book, Western Digital book. I also have them in a couple of old computers that I'm not using. I use them as storage, you know. Use their memory for storage, and I got some crap in there that goes back to 1980s. Anyway, to put my stuff, once I make the MIDI file, like I said, I use Mixcraft. Once I make my MIDI file and I export it, I can load that MIDI file inside XGWorks, and XGWorks is the application that works seamlessly with QY700, with no extra, nothing that you have to do, nothing. Just set it up so that you have your whatever audio card interface that you're using. It's gonna go in and out, and that is that. And your job will be done. So it's 3 steps. First, get your MIDI file. Second, you're gonna edit that MIDI file in whatever program you choose to edit, and then you're gonna save that as a new MIDI file with the name you give it, and then you're gonna load that. Number 3, you're gonna load that MIDI file inside XGWorks and record it into the QY700. And from there on, if you choose to give it away or put it on the internet or whatever you want to do with it, or use it to perform for your own satisfaction, you can do it anytime you want. Once you're done with it, you can actually save it in here in the QY700, or you can put it up on inside the PC in a USB stick, or you can do whatever you want. One thing's for sure, I keep coming back for mine and getting new material out and reworking it, and it's a lot of joy. It's a lot of work sometimes, but it pays off on those days that I don't feel like doing anything but play. I don't have to wait for anybody to come over and make a jam with me. I'll make it myself. Until the next video.